name's Sylvia, and welcome to West Wing Week.
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the Vice President traveled to Boston for a memorial service for Officer Sean Collier, and the President memorialized the victims of the West Texas explosion. The President also hosted at the White House the Amir of Qatar, the Teacher of the Year, the 3rd Annual Science Fair, and visited Dallas with the First Lady for the dedication of the George W. Bush Presidential Center. There's April 19th to April 25th, or this stuff's really cool.
In my official capacity as president, this stuff's really cool.
Late Friday night, the President addressed the nation after the capture of the remaining suspect in the Boston Marathon bombings.
All in all, this has been a tough week, but we've seen the character of our country once more. And as president, I'm confident that we have the courage and the resilience and the spirit to overcome these challenges and to go forward.
On the 43rd Annual Earth Day, the President hosted the 3rd White House Science Fair. He viewed exhibits by the student winners of science, technology, engineering, and math competitions from all across America.
And these burn as if they were wood.
As if they were wood.
Mm-hmm.
This city was built as a role model for other cities.
Looks great. I'd love to live there. Only because these guys really want this photo.
You're producing kinetic energy.
Yeah?
So my concept is I'm trying to revive the middle aspirate.
Yeah, those are some big rockets there.
So you want to see it work?
Absolutely. Let's test this sucker out. So did you guys get a patent on this thing?
Not yet.
Well, you better before somebody gets an infomercial selling this thing, and it was your idea.
West Wing Week caught up with Bill Nye the Science Guy, LeVar Burton, and the winner of the 2013 Intel Science Competition, Sarah Volz, who starred in the first ever White House Vine.
And what I like to remind everybody is the economic benefit of science.
But wait, the science fair isn't over yet. West Wing Week also caught up with Valerie Jarrett and Cal Penn to try and emphasize some of the groundbreaking research being presented at the White House.
That's amazing.
Then, at 2:50 p.m., the White House observed a moment of silence in honor of the victims of the Boston Marathon bombings. On Tuesday, the President honored the 2013 Teacher of the Year, finalists from each state, and the national winner, Jeff Charbonneau, thanking all of them for their hard work and dedication every single day in the classroom.
These folks did not go into teaching for money. They walk into the classroom every single day because they love doing what they do, because they're passionate about helping our children realize the best versions of themselves so that our country can become the best version of itself.
Later, the President welcomed to the White House the Amir of Qatar.
If our two countries are communicating frankly and constructively, we can be a force for good for the entire region and for a vision of the Middle East that is democratic, that is prosperous, that is tolerant, that is representative of all peoples, and that is a force for good around the world.
On Wednesday, the Vice President and Dr. Jill Biden traveled to Cambridge, Massachusetts to attend the memorial service for slain MIT police officer Sean Collier.
Why this terrorist phenomenon of the beginning of the 21st century? Why do they do what they do? They do it to instill fear, to have us, in the name of our safety and security, jettison what we value most and the world most values about us: our open society, our system of justice that guarantees freedom, the access of all Americans to opportunity, the free flow of information and people across this country, our transparency. That's their target. It infuriates them that we refuse to bend, refuse to change, refuse to yield to fear. The doctrine of hate and oppression, they've found out, cannot compete with the values of openness and inclusiveness.
Later, Dr. Biden made the short trip across the Charles River to the Marathon Memorial Site in Copley Square. Here, she left flowers and a pair of running shoes in honor of the victims of last week's bombings at the Boston Marathon. On Thursday, the President and First Lady joined the dedication ceremony for the George W. Bush Presidential Center in Dallas. Set to open May 1st, it includes former President George W. Bush's Presidential Library and Museum, the George W. Bush Policy Institute, and the offices of the George W. Bush Foundation.
It's impossible to truly understand the nature of the job until it's yours, until you're sitting at that desk. And the first thing I found in that desk the day I took office was a letter from George, and one that demonstrated his compassion and his generosity. For he knew that I would come to learn what he had learned, that being president above all is a humbling job.
The President and First Lady then traveled to Waco to remember the victims of last week's fertilizer plant explosion and comfort the families of those who were lost at a memorial service held on the campus of Baylor University.
We may not all live here in Texas, but we're neighbors too. We're Americans too, and we stand with you and we do not forget. And we'll be there even after the cameras leave and after the attention turns elsewhere.
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
All right. Oh, this is not a display.